Alright guys, welcome back to the build. When we left off last time, did some insulation over here. Patched some holes also that were, gouges through the side of the sheet metal. Yesterday, it was a very tough day. I struggled all day to cut wood straight. I've got a track saw, I've got a table saw, and just struggled. And so I didn't do any filming, but what I did accomplish yesterday was the start of the battery box. I've got to get this done so Brad can come and do the electrical system and just at least map that out. So we're going to have an L-shaped bench back here. There's going to be another bench on this side, but for now we're concerned about this one. So I've got the toe kick that's framed up over there. We'll go take a look. And we're going to cut a piece of plywood with a 2-inch overhang so we can put lighting underneath. Alright, so this is the frame of the L-shaped. This section here is going to sit flush against the driver's side of the wall. This end here faces the outside where the roll-up door is. And so I've come back here, squared everything up, and traced a 2-inch border around all the perimeters that we're going to need the toe kick. And so I'm going to use the track saw to make all these cuts to make sure that they're as square as possible. Really just trying to take my time on this build and do it the right way and build some nice cabinets. And so just been taking my time to try to perfect that. I've spent a considerable amount of money to get this truck mechanically ready, as well as materials and time to get both of my vehicles out here to build. And so we've just got materials just everywhere. Just want to make it nice. So that's what this build is all about, is taking our time to do it the right way. And I hope to show you guys all the tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, because it's definitely helped me, and it's been a very difficult learning process. Carpentry is not easy, you guys. So shouts out to all you guys that really build cabinets and know how to build vans and make it look nice, because it's not easy, or else everybody would be doing it. So anyway, let's get to work. Alright, so I'll show you what I'm doing here if you haven't used the track saw before. So I have to, this is my cut line. You have to move the guide of this over 2/16 from where your cut line is to get it perfect. And then so you want to take the total distance here, which is 4 5/8, excuse me. And you want to match that on this side to make sure everything's square, although we're only cutting about 18 inches right here. We want to make sure it's square, so this is how you do it. Alright, so check that out. Perfect cut. Right where we want to be, and look who we got. This guy showed up all the way from SD. We had a big party last night. Counted 7 rigs, 7 box trucks. Amy just left, so that's technically 6 right now. We've got a whole nomad community. We're all building these off of solar power. Brad's in here doing Scott's build, doing electrical, putting solar panels up yesterday. He's got 2 more to do today. And yeah, this is all super awesome community. Today we're going to do some painting on the electrical cabinet slash bench. If you go watch Nomad Brad's video, you'll see we just installed a couple batteries, put the hold downs, and then wired those batteries together. So right now I'm going to take those batteries off of this platform, get it over to this station that I set up, and sand and paint it. And then we'll be able to install the smaller components and just go ahead and finish out this cabinet. So I'm excited. Kind of been waiting a long time to start the woodworking. I've been doing a lot of research and watching a bunch of YouTube videos. Bought a bunch of clamps and all the tools that we need, so I'm excited to get that started. So let me show you what we got going on. So here is the L-shaped electrical cabinet and bench. This is going to sit all the way up here against the wall. We've got our battery straps here ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these batteries, take the straps off, take the hardware off, and we'll get it over there and start sanding and painting. So in this van we're doing 24-volt electrical system, and for the batteries we went with Li Time. Huge shout out to those guys for supplying 2 of these batteries. We've got a combination of a 24-200 and 2 24-100s, so we got right at 10 kilowatts of power, and that's going to be plenty for what I need. So yesterday I went to Harbor Freight and got a bunch of tool organizers and just like hardware organizers. If you haven't built a van yet, I highly suggest invest in some sort of tool storage that is modular, that you can get in and out of here easy. I spend a lot of time looking for stuff. There's a lot of tools and hardware that's involved in building one of these, so the quicker you get organized, the better for your sanity, and it helps things move a lot faster as well. So really excited for this little setup. We're just getting ready to cut the sides for the electrical cabinet and couch. I've got all my cut lists going on and all my measurements cut out for everything that we need to cut. So just going to make this first rip with the track saw and go from there. So I recently replaced this saw blade, this track saw blade, with a 60 tooth blade. This is for doing finish cuts. There was a 24 tooth blade that was on it that was kind of worn, and I was getting just a lot of frayed edges. So I wanted to show how nice of a cut that just made. There is zero blowout on either side, or however you want to call it. Other than this spot right here at the very beginning when I didn't have the depth of the blade set correctly. This is super clean, super smooth. It's a shame to spend all this money on nice birch plywood and have it all frayed up on the edges when you cut it. So if you're going to do any kind of woodworking like this, I highly suggest getting a super high tooth count blade. Again, that's a 60 tooth blade. So far so good. Alright, so I have all the sides cut out, and what I'm doing next is cutting holes here just for access windows. I'm going to put plexiglass behind this and put like a frosted graphic in front and backlight it. And so through this hole right here, you're going to see the Li Time battery should line up perfectly with the logo on the battery. And of course we're going to light all the cabinet up. And so right now what I'm doing is this panel, which is what you're going to see from the back of the van, like looking this way. So just making all my marks out right here so I know exactly where to punch the hole saw, and then I'm coming back with the rack saw to make these longer cuts, and then on the shorter ones here I'm just using the jigsaw, and then you have to come back and then knock the corners all the way with the jigsaw as well. So that's what we got going on. Got all the holes cut out. I've got to go to Harbor Freight tomorrow and get these little sanding rollers to kind of fix some of these little corners, and then I can hit it with the router. Also put some wood filler here on some of the gaps again, and yeah, so far it's looking good. Really pleased with how it's coming out. Sun's going down here, so I'm gonna call it a wrap for today, and we'll pick up tomorrow.